Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Vijaya Vallabha
Ground assessment.
Jaya
అవునున్నారు ఆయనే కీర్తన చేస్తున్నారు. So today is a very nice day. Hare Krishna. Anyone who can open up their videos, please open so that we can see some of you devotees. And Hare Krishna. It's no problem. So it's actually a very auspicious day today. Prabhu, put a mat and sit. Prabhu, don't sit down. Today is actually Varaha Dvadashi. Very auspicious occasions. Yesterday was Bhaimi Ekadashi. Today Varaha Dvadashi, and tomorrow is Nityananda Trayadashi. So I thought we could discuss on Varaha Dev. I'm actually in the base. Devotees are here. So very, very interesting to discuss about Varaha Dev. So we thought we have been actually very fortunate. We in my Bhakti Vaibhav, we have been reading, I think Murtimana Prabhu and Sri Pradamati as well. We have been reading the third canto. Third canto is about the appearance of Lord Varahadev. It's very nicely going on, and we have so many lessons from it. I was also seeing how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking about Varaha Deva incarnation. So I thought we can discuss about all of this and we can take some learnings on this morning. So let's take the blessings of the assembled Vaishnavas and the Parampara. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Jagata Swami Guru, Namacharya Padani, Tiger Papadani, Gauratatamani. When we sing about, when we sing the Jayadev Goswami's Dasavatara Stotra, in one of the Stotra, we speak about Varahadev, in which he speaks about Sukara Rupa, the Rupa of a Sukara, the form of a boar, which we speak in the Dasavatara Stotra. And pretty interestingly, the Lord, one has to understand that the Lord is taking the form of any creature, like the Lord takes the form of fish, Lord takes the form of tortoise, or Lord can even take the form of half lion, half man, Narasimha. But the Lord can take any form, but He's Lord. He can take form. But originally He is the Syama Sundara. He's the most beautiful form. And it's mentioned when you read this that Varahadev is also, when Varahadev is actually the most important thing, when Varahadev is picking up Mother Earth, and he's picking up Mother Earth and he's lifting that. He's looking very beautiful. And he said that she's looking like a nose ring. So between the nose, you have the nose ring. So, when Prabhupada gives elsewhere an example that how gold jewelry's value increases when you the diamond value increases more when it's with the gold jewelry. And similarly, gold also value increases and diamonds value also increases. So similarly, both Earth was also looking very beautiful. And the Lord was also very looking very nice. So, in fact, that is what also it means when we are singing that particular song of that in Dasavatara Stotra, when we are singing that, right, for both, it says that we sing like there's a third stanza, right? It says that Vasati dasana sikhari dharani tavalagna sasini kalanka kaleva nimagna. Shashini kalanka kaleva. It's like in the moon, you have these spots. Moon, you have spots. If you put a spot, I'm wearing a nice white dhoti today. If you have a spot here, this will not look nice. If you put a spot anywhere on this wall, it will not look nice, right? It will never look nice. But the spot on the moon looks nice because that is on moon. Similarly, when Mother Earth is on Varaha Dev, she looks more beautiful. And we are paying obeisances to that Varaha Dev. He says, O Kesava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, you have assumed the form of boar, all glories to you. The earth, which had become immersed in the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. So both value is coming up, right? It's increasing. Diamond, gold, moon, spot, and this and so. So it's pretty interesting how Jayadev Goswami wrote the Dasavatara Stuta. Jayadev is a very devotee and mentioned that how nicely he has written the Dasavatara Stuta. So this correct, the same. Jayadev Goswami is the one who has actually written. So every day when Jagannath has to sleep, so Jagannath has to be actually sung like for small children, you sing some lullaby. So similarly for Jagannath, you have to sing the Geet Govind. Nowadays, they don't sing too much. If you go to Puri at night time, they don't sing nowadays that. Only Nidra Devi comes. If you stay in the night, Nidra Devi comes. And when Nidra Devi comes, and then she calls the Lord to sleep, and the Lord sleeps. But what they do, it seems, is that they take the Geet Govind, which is written, complete Geet Govind, that is put around the Lord. Yeah, that's the same Jayadev Goswami, and so Jayadev Goswami was had written this. So this is how beautiful the Lord is. Now when we were actually some interesting things which some of you may know and some of you may not. So anyway, we can read that. Actually, in the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned about two types of Varahadev, which we have to remember. One is called Shweta Varaha, one is called Rakta Varaha. So it's that Rakta Varaha. When I was reading the Subodhini, even there they call it the Neela Varaha also. So it could be, but one Shweta Varaha is for sure there. So that's why you will sometimes see like they say different when you're doing any yagya, they will give different thing. Bharata Varse, Bharata Bhumi, Jambu Dvipe. You understand? So they will also say which kalpa. So there is also one kalpa which is called Sweta Varaha Kalpa. That means in the day of Brahma, when Sweta Varaha came. So kalpa is the day of Brahma. Sweta Varaha. So anyway, so the Lord one time he came, which is very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. We'll see that verse. Let me open that. It comes in chapter 13, currently in the temple everyday daily sloka. We have been reading about chapter 14. So what happens is, this is pretty interesting what happens in in the chapter, let me share this. So Brahma has asked the Kumaras to beget children. Kumaras to get some children. Kumara said, no, let me stay as a child. I don't want too much. It's not possible for me. We'll just stay as 4-month or 4-year-old or something. Brahma is angry. When Brahma is angry, Brahma actually asks the Rudras. Brahma asks the Rudras to start creating the progeny. When Rudras create the progeny, everywhere Rudras are formed. And they become so devastating that Brahma has to call and say, kindly stop. You please go and do meditation. So they go for meditation. Then Brahma thinks, okay, what else to say? So he then calls the rishis. Then after he calls the rishis, then he says, okay, still he's not happy. Then he calls Manu and Swatarupa. So, because that Manu comes from Brahma itself, he's called Swayambhuva Manu, and his wife Satarupa. Now, this 13th chapter starts in a place where Manu comes, and once Manu is there, he asks very nicely, he and his wife, they ask, what should we do? He asks in text 8, it says, oh worshipful man, please give me a direction for the execution of duty within my capacity, so that we can follow it for fame in this life and progress in the next. Everyone has a particular capacity. I can do this, you can do that. I cannot remember them, I cannot cook nicely, but I have certain quality which I can do. So we should use that quality for the Lord. So he says, so Brahma is very pleased. He says, oh, good, boy. He says, very pleased with you because you asked me what you should do. So you please, he says, your example is quite befitting a son in relationship with father. You should do adoration for superior. And you should accept the order of father with great delight. So, since you are obedient son, I am asking you to beget children who should be qualified like you in the womb of your wife. So, she says, okay. He says that if you do this, even the Supreme Lord will be pleased with you. And he says that, because he says that whatever you do, Krishna has to be satisfied. If Krishna is not satisfied, it is Srama eva hi kevalam. There is no use. He says everything is useless. Then, when he's seeing this, Manu says, okay, so tell me, where should I go? And what living entity should be born of me? But please, lift earth. Lift earth, immersed in the great water. Because it is the dwelling place for all living entities. So please lift that. So what happens is, so these are two things which we hear. So in the Brahmanda, when Vishnu enters the Brahmanda, from his sweat, water comes. Okay. From his sweat, water. And that water fills half of the universe. That is called as Garbhodaka ocean. Okay. Just imagine how much sweat it is. Half of this thing is filled up. And then what happens is, since it is filled up and it is there, so then from the lotus navel of the Lord, then Vishnu comes and sleeps on that water. Because he's sleeping on the water, that's why also he's called Narayana. Means Ayana means bed and Nara means water, whose sleeping place is water. That's also one of the meanings of Narayana. So when he does that, so Brahma comes out. Now Brahma is actually thinking, so what has happened is, usually it is mentioned that in the night of Brahma, Brahma will also have to sleep, no, one night. So when he sleeps, who will take care of the planet? He's the main. So all these planets, I think up till Janaloka is submerged. Everything is submerged inside the water. Then in the day again they will come up. So since it is submerged, Earth is also submerged. We can think of like that also. That is also one way of understanding. There is also in this chapter only there are two ways of two times when Varaha has come has been mentioned. So like I was saying, Shweta Varaha and Rakta Varaha. And so when the first one is Shweta Varaha, in that the Lord, and then Brahma is thinking. So when Manu says, please check out, that means this is not the night. That means Brahma is not asleep yet, right? He's not asleep yet. So he's thinking what to do. He's just thinking. While he's thinking, suddenly from his nose, you're inhaling and exhaling. He's doing like this. When he's doing that, at that time, from his nose, a thumb-like, thumb size, something comes out. Sometimes you're doing something comes out, right? Not very clean, right? Filthy thing, right? It comes up. Something came up. So he just did that. Suddenly, that thumb-like thing grew. It grew. It grew. Boom! It became very big. And then when it became very big, then Brahma is actually thinking. Not only Brahma, all the devatas are thinking. You can. Who is this? Huh? What is this happening? And when he's thinking, that time, that creature roared. Roared. And when he roared, Bhagavatam says that when he roared, it says, Brahma was engaged in thinking, how come this small, and that was a boar type. And he was saying, struck with others, they began to argue in various ways. Is this some extraordinary entity coming? It is very wonderful that he has come from my nose. First of all, this boar was seen no bigger than the tip of a thumb, and within a moment he has become as large as a stone. While Brahma was deliberating like this, Vishnu roared tumultuously like a great mountain. The omnipotent supreme personality of God had enlivened Brahma and the other highly elevated Brahmanas by again roaring with his uncommon voice, which echoed in all directions. It's like when what is his name? When Krishna blows the concert, Panchajanya kind of thing. The hearts of others are shattered, it says in Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, you can know that this is the Lord. When Bhishma blew the conch, it didn't cause a problem. But when Krishna, so when the Lord makes some sound, that you can feel that this is the Lord himself. And same way, when they heard the tumultuous voice of Lord Bo, they thought that this is Paka. They chanted, they then started chanting all the mantras. All the in Brahmaloka, all the sadhus and sages, they can say very nice Vedic mantras. So, and they started singing. And when they started singing, this boar, he heard this, they're singing for, so he started a little dancing. It's mentioned, he played like an elephant. And then he jumped into the water. Into which water? Garbhodaka. He jumped into that. And when he jumped, you just imagine like you have this what was that? Michael Phelps or something. I don't know how many of you know. He was a very nice swimmer from Australia.
Australia, too many goals.
Too many. So when you jump, no, from fast, if you're going to jump, it has to be in a particular angle. When you do that, the water will spill down. So this is the best swimmer of the world, Varaha Dvadashi. He jumped into the water. When he jumped, the water went inside. And when water went inside, the water actually felt like he thought he divided the middle of the ocean, and it's like ocean started crying. Oh, please don't cut me into two. Kindly give me protection. Because the Lord, there is one time Lord Brahma saw the stones were floating. Stones were floating. So when the stones were floating, he asked, why is the stone floating? He said, the stones are floating because your name is written on top of them. So what he did, he took one stone and he threw like this. That stone went inside. So he said, what is this? He said, then Hanuman says, see, if you throw some stone, who can protect him? You have given him up. For the others, your name is the shelter. You understand? So similarly, here the Lord himself is diving. So the ocean is saying, hello, Baba, please protect me. You are protected. So the Lord penetrated the water with his hooves. Like two hooves, no? Four. Four means four, no? So, and then he saw her. He easily took the tusk, with his tusk. So if you have seen, I don't know how many of you have seen pigs. Actually, boar is a wild pig. I come from a place in Orissa where there are a lot of pigs. We have, so the pig will always keep sniffing, keep doing, big nose. So the wild boar will have tusk, but otherwise they'll have. So sniffing goes and sees the earth. So once sees the earth, see, he picks up the earth from the water and came out. That's where I was saying you that he looked very beautiful. Both of them. So this was Sweta. It is mentioned in one other, which will come in a later chapter, also in this chapter, which it says that one time Hiranyaksha also came, and Hiranyaksha started shouting at Varaha Dvadashi. That's a different kalpa. That's not this Sweta, but there's a different kalpa. But still, it is in that also the Lord was bringing up. And when the Lord was bringing up Varaha Dvadashi, was bringing up this one, it is mentioned that Hiranyaksha actually started scolding. And the Lord is such, so much decency, Maryada personified. We should learn. Now you see, when we are going on the road, you all see all these Hindi movies, English movies sometimes, if you all see or something. So sometimes you're going with your wife. Some person will comment, will say something. Then you don't fight with that person immediately. You take care of your wife properly. You take care of your wife. If you start behaving, wife will get up. And Varaha took Bhumi Devi, mentioned, took her and kept on top of the water. And then he gave the energy so that she can float on water.
No.
See, the Lord gives the energy. In Bhagavad Gita, it says, how do the planets change the orbit? I give the energy by which they stay in the orbit. So similarly, the Lord gives some energy. Like you're saying, the rock will not flow, go inside. Similarly, said, Earth, you just stay here. Earth stayed there. Then this gentleman came down. So, and then it's mentioned that when he came down, he also, because he had seen this fellow was following him with a club, gada. Actually, there's a story which comes in previous. What happened is, which we are reading now also, it's mentioned that Diti, Kashyapa Muni, like I said to you about Swayambhuva Manu, right? Swayambhuva Manu had two sons, Uttanapad and Priyambada. He also had daughter Devahuti, I think, who married, whose son is Kapila Dev, who married one. And then there is also one other daughter who married Daksha Prajapati. Now Daksha had 14 daughters, I think. So of these 14 daughters, one daughter is Sati. Sati married who? Shiv. Sati married Shiva. And you know, that's a different story which we can see some other day, how Daksha didn't behave properly. Rest 13 daughters, he got married to Kashyapa. Because all of them were loyal to Kashyapa. So in relation, what did Kashyapa and Shiva become? Co-brothers. You know, Sadhu. You have to understand that relations, how they were very interesting relations now forming out here. Now, what happens is, among Kashyapa's wives, there is one wife who is called Diti. And there is one wife called Aditi. There are only two. There are other 11 also. I don't remember. But these two mainly you will see. And why we are calling out Diti is because this Varaha Deva appearance is almost related to that. So, Diti was, when she saw some of her other sisters had got some children, she also wanted. And she, in one day, she came and she said she wants to unite with Kashyapa. Kashyapa at that time had just completed his yagya. So when she said to unite, she said, hold on, it's not a good time now. Kashyapa was very good in astrology and all of that. So not a good time to unite now. So it's better that we don't unite. We can after some time. So, but she said no. She wanted to unite. And Kashyapa knew it was wrong, but Kashyapa united. He actually says, this time is the time when my brother-in-law, and Shiva's agents, the ghosts and goblins move about. They will curse us. It is not good. But he was not very strong enough to say, I know. So that's why also it is mentioned that when Grihasthas plan to have children, it's good to do in a proper way, in the samskara way. And if we don't do that, then we will have that the child who was conceived at that point of time were the twins, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They were the twins who got conceived there. Then Kashyapa goes and Kashyapa cleans himself up, comes, bathes, and he's actually sitting in trance. Diti can understand that she has committed a mistake. So she comes and she asks for forgiveness. So Kashyapa says that don't think that Shiva is our brother-in-law, so he will not punish us. Yeah, but because Shiva is a wonderful equilibrium guy. He will not see that you are this or you are there. You will get your punishment, man. He says that. And so whatever has to happen, has to happen. But she falls and she asks for forgiveness and all of that. Then he says that, okay, whatever happens, I mean, anyway, this is done. Conceived. But your grandson will be one of the topmost devotee of the Lord. Who is that grandson? Prabhu. That is the benediction of the husband, Kashyapa. So this, and it's mentioned some very interesting when you see the very interesting. So who is so Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were twins. Who is the elder one? The elder one is Hiranyakashipu. And the second one is Hiranyaksha. Okay. But what Prabhupada wrote in one of the purport, which was pretty interesting to me, I don't know if some of you, but maybe some guys should think about it. He said that the child who is conceived first will be born second, and the child who is conceived second will be born first, because they will come out first. The second child will come out first from the mother's womb. So that's how he mentioned about that. So ideally, Hiranyaksha was conceived first, and Hiranyakashipu was conceived second. So if you see by conceiving time, Hiranyaksha is elder. But who is elder when we say we'll call Hiranyakashipu as the So Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they were born. So okay, before they were born, even when they were in the womb itself, no, because of their presence, everything wrong started happening. They started creating a lot of nonsense even in the womb. So Mother Diti didn't allow them to come out. She said, even within my womb, if you are causing such problem, so just imagine if you come out, what will you all do? She kept them in the womb, if I remember correctly, for around 100 years. She tried to, but then they had to come out. Because of certain thing of the Lord, they had to come out. Because it's mentioned like this Kumaras itself, some of other pastors, Kumaras had gone to see the Lord. And Jaya Vijaya were standing there. And the small child, it's mentioned, they were 4-year-old, but they all had this Brahmin thread with them. And they were Brahmavadi, means they were thinking that the Lord is no form and all of that kind of thing. So they were just thinking there, and then when they were entering, Jaya said, stop, you cannot go inside. So you cannot go inside. Then he said, these 4 Kumaras said, this place is called Vaikuntha, where there should be no anxiety. Kuntha means anxiety. There is no anxiety. But you are causing anxiety to us. You are not allowing. You are also totally in anxiety. Who is coming, who is going? So how can this be Vaikuntha? That means you are not fit to be here in Vaikuntha. So we curse you, you go. At that time, the Lord was inside. But the Lord is knowing everything. The Lord is present in my heart, your heart, everyone's heart, in Kumara's heart, in Jaya's heart. They know that this fellow has come and this will happen. The Lord came out. When the Lord came out, so the Lord was sleeping, with Lakshmi Devi. So when the Lord came out, then supposing on your leg something is there. When you get up and come out, will happen. Whatever is on your feet, that will fall down. Or not? First, that will fall down. So when he got down and he started walking, the tulisis which were on his feet, that also fell down. And there was a wave of wind. So before the Lord came, that wind came. In the wind, what came? Tulasi came.
மக்கள் சாஸ்திர
And when Tulasi came, they smelled the Tulasi. Just by smelling the Tulasi, they changed from Brahmavadi to devotees. Can you imagine? That's the important. That's why, unlike now it's Corona time, so we are not saying you have to go and smell, but we should go and smell the flowers which is offered to the Lord's lotus feet. Because by that itself, the dirt which is there in our heart, which we are not able to understand the personal form of the Lord, that will go away. And we can understand the personal form of the Lord. Even with Kumaras that it happened. Just by smelling the Tulasi, they became devotees. So never lose that opportunity. Whenever flowers is given, smell it. Wish we will also become devotees someday. So then the Lord came and the Lord said that, oh, I'm sorry for whatever my boys did. That's the sign of a good master. The master always takes responsibility for anything which his people do. They will not say, they did, it's their problem, no. He said, okay, it's my responsibility, I didn't do that. We should learn this. This is a sign of a good leader. Vishnu is the wonderful leader. Leadership qualities from Srimad Bhagavatam, we should give a class. So when he gave that, so what he did was he said, okay, just imagine that this is happening in Vaikuntha, where the Kumaras are not supposed to get angry, they are getting angry. Where Jaya Vijaya are supposed to behave in a way, they are not behaving in a way. So that means it was actually entirely, it had to happen like a pastime of the Lord, because the Lord wanted also to come down. So the Lord said, okay, I will come down now. So during this time, these people have to be there, because here also a lot of time I've sat here and I have not had a chance to wrestle my arms. I need to wrestle a little bit. I have to do something beautiful. Right? So, and also elsewhere, I also read that they were given an opportunity that whether you want to take birth 3 times as demons or some n number of times as devotees. So they thought for a moment and said, let's do it 3 times demons, we'll come back fast. So that's why, and that was the first incarnation of, if we can say, first form was that of Jaya Vijaya became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, where when they were cursed, so whenever conception is happening at that time, that particular time, place, circumstances, whatever consciousness is there, whatever time, place is there, based on that particular living entity will come. That's why it's so that's why Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu went into the womb of Mother Diti. And they went to Mother Diti. So it so happened that because they went to Mother Diti's wombs, and the Lord then, I said to you how Mother Diti wanted to stop them and did not allow, but at last they came and then they fought. And so when the Lord came in the next incarnation, he said that when he was going, he came and he started shouting. How he came and started shouting was actually Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha means he's always Yaksha. He's always looking out for gold. Otherwise, we all have that. Every time looking out for better money, more gold. That is Hiranyaksha. So we are so small. See, if you can be like Hiranyaksha kind of thing, the Lord himself will come to kill you. But we are not even able to become like that. We are small Hiranyakshas looking for more. So the Lord is also some ant like, these are like a very, very small Hiranyaksha. But Hiranyaksha mentality. That is it. So Hiranyakashipu had got a big boon. So Hiranyaksha was always going to different places. And Hiranyaksha went to different places, and he was trying to bring them to his under his brother or fight and all. So Hiranyaksha one time went to Varuna Dev. Varuna Dev's capital is called Vibhavari. I remember it like we have the Vibhavari Sesha. so I just remember it that way. It's not related to that, but Vibhavari. So he goes to Vibhavari and he calls Varuna. Hello, come on, let's fight. He comes there. And then he says that, I have heard that one time you defeated everyone and you did one Rajasuya Yajna also. See, if you do Rajasuya Yajna like Yudhishthira, you have to first defeat everyone and then you have to do a Rajasuya. You did that? Okay, let's come. I actually don't need anything to defeat you, but I have brought my Gada. Can you come and fight? So Varuna Dev thought for some time. Okay, this fellow has become proud now. If someone has become puffed up and proud, this is the sign of his fall down. Pride comes before your fall. So he will fall. So he thought, okay, how can I make his fall a little faster? He said, okay, see this thing, I'm an old man now. Not good that you should fight with me, nothing good with this. You should go and fight with Vishnu. That fellow, Hiranyakashipu. Okay. Hiranyakashipu means that is also Hiranyaksha. Hiranyakashipu. Prabhu is asking a question, what does Hiranyakashipu mean? Hiranyakashipu means both gold and bed, Prabhu. He always wanted gold and he always wanted to sleep. That is what Hiranyakashipu means. So, sense gratification always. So that is Hiranyakashipu. That is also there for us. We want more and more sense gratification. So we have that Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu tendency within us too much. We always want to go for some sense gratification sometimes. Hiranyaksha is the thing. So what happened was, so when he said go to Vishnu, and when he was coming out from Varuna Dev and he came from there, at that time Varaha Dev was taking up and coming.
Okay.
Madat. Hello, I've heard that you take different forms and you come here and you do this. I know you're Vishnu. And he started speaking he started saying filthy words, he started saying everything, and he started saying, come fight with me, all that. And Varaha was thinking, okay, wait a minute, Bhumi Devi is with me. I have to respect her. So he took Bhumi Devi, kept her on top, came back. So he also didn't want anything needed for him, but he still brought one Gada also. So you'll find one of the fight where they have the Gada. Very nice fight. It was a fight worth to see. They were almost like it is mentioned that Hiranyaksha's size was also like that of the size of Varaha. So not simple man. This man is also Tagda. They fought nicely. So sometimes it's very nicely mentioned when he threw Varaha ducked like you ducked. So went out. Then he just moved out and the punch went out and all of that. And then it's mentioned that with this slap. The slap of his leg, you can see, because 4 legs are just blood came out. And Hiranyaksha was gone. Bolo Varaha Bhagwan ki Jaya. So he took care of that, and then later Hiranyakashipu's hands again goes for meditation, again gets the benediction. He sees that the Lord has come in the form of an animal. So that's why he asks the boon from Brahma that not an animal, not a human should kill. But the Lord broke it up by becoming half animal and half human. So that was wonderful. The Lord can do anything of that kind. Anything of that kind. So what happened was at that point of yes. But one particular thing here since we are talking about Varaha, then one more understanding, maybe another 10 minutes we will take. When the Lord was taking, so Lord is lifting Mother Earth, so they're like husband wife now, right? And because they during that time, Mother Earth also begot a son. Mother Earth begot a son. Who is that son? No idea. Anyone online? Says gets a gift from me. Who was the son of Mother? Yes, Brinda said that. Okay, I have to give you something. I have to give a gift to Brinda. And now it's recorded, and Sumit Prabhu also has said it. So I have to find out a good gift for Brinda. Yeah. So the son is actually Bhaumasura. Bhaumasura is also called Narakasura. Now just imagine, we say that if parents are devotees, then their sons, their children will be devotees. Here, the parents are the Lord Himself and Mother Earth. Still, the son who is getting born is becoming an Asura. Why is that? That is something which we have to understand. Rather than past time, we have to see that. Why? Because he fell in bad association. He got the association of a demon called Mura. By the association of a demon, he also became a demon. Can you imagine how important association is? We should think about it. Even the Lord's son became demon. And what will happen? Association. Sangha. We have to be very, very, very careful about what association we are actually always having. Devotee association should always be there. If you don't have devotees association, then we are doomed. Because we can only chant when we are in the association of devotees. We can only perform devotional service when we are in the association of devotees. Otherwise, it will not happen. Anywhere, wherever, only in this. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave us this wonderful movement. Because otherwise, not possible by our own. Ekala amar nahi paye bal, harinam sankirtan. He says, Tumi kripa kari, Shraddha Vinodya. He says that alone, Bhakti Vinod writes, alone I cannot chant the holy name. I need the association of devotees. So when the son started becoming a little bit of, he was going off track, Bhumi Devi tried to change. But the child did not. No problem. Go ahead. So Bhumi Devi tried to correct him, couldn't correct him. So Bhumi Devi went and told her husband, excuse me, please don't kill him. Krishna never said a yes or no. But Krishna never wants to break anything. So what Krishna does, when you read the Krishna book, Krishna actually takes Satyabhama. Actually, Satyabhama is the origin of Bhumi Devi. Satyabhama is goddess of fortune herself. So she is the origin of Bhumi Devi. So if Satyabhama says, kill, then that is a higher authority. So nothing will be problem. Our wonderful Krishna knows everything. So Krishna actually went with Satyabhama. So what will happen? this Bhaumasura, once he became big, he actually went and he started troubling the devatas. He went and like Diti, I said you about Diti, right? Like that, the other wife, one more wife, I said Aditi. Right? So Aditi had very nice earrings. This fellow went and stole that off. He stole Aditi's earrings. Then Varuna Dev's umbrella he stole. Okay, that was also understandable. What he did was, these people used to go for visiting one place. So, it's like you go, nowadays people go to Maldives, or they go to Switzerland, or they go to some place to do. So our devatas, when they want to enjoy, they used to go to Mandara mountain. That was their holiday place. What this fellow did, Bhaumasura, he went and he captured Mandara place. Mandara mountain. And he said, no devata should come here. Otherwise, aake dikhao. Abhi ye mera hai. Oh, that was too much for Indra. Where will we go now? No place to go. So he went and he requested Krishna that now this fellow, you have to take care of him. So Krishna and Satyabhama, they come on Garuda. A very nice photo in Krishna book. It's Krishna Satyabhama sitting on Garuda. So when Krishna and Satyabhama come sitting on the Garuda, and they come there, very nicely mentioned that he had very big fort. Bhaumasura had very big fort. He's also called Narakasura. So that's why, so first Krishna using his bows, arrows, he first breaks that very nicely proposed and all the outside walls and forts. Then there was nowadays they're saying, I was reading in the news that they'll put some electric fence around our border in LAC or maybe your BL will make and give or what, I don't know. But they're going to make some electric fence. So actually, Bhaumasura's, that was electric fence. Yeah, it was there. So how to break that fence? So Krishna sent Sudarshan Chakra. And that broke the fence. During that time, our dear Bhaumasura's dear friend, Mura, was the chief general. Mura had 5 heads. Mura, sleeping Mura, suddenly saw all this. Mura came up and Mura started making sound. It is mentioned that when Mura made sound, he made sound, no? The whole universe started shaking. He was such powerful. He was the one who had made this fellow the demon association. So then Krishna chopped him off. That's why Krishna's name is Murari. Killed Mura. Murari. So then when Krishna killed that Murari, so then what he did was, then Bhaumasura came. And he came and he started fire. And Satyabhama said, kill him. It's causing much problem. Krishna said, you're sure? Lock kar diya jaye? Yes. Double confirmation. Yes, please kill him. Because आपने बोला तो इसीलिए मैंने मारा. That is your. I didn't do it on my own. You see. Right, like, but here there's a different pastime after that. Then, but Indra is not. Indra is happy that Bhaumasura was killed, but Krishna and Satyabhama killed. But when Satyabhama then said, "Okay, now can you give me a gift?" So Krishna has what? Said, "I need the Parijata tree." So then Krishna went to get the Parijata tree. When Krishna went to get the Parijata, the same Indra who had requested, when he saw that his Parijata tree is going, he asked Krishna to fight for his mother's earrings and for Varuna's umbrella. But when he saw the Parijata tree is going, actually Krishna's, Indra's, some of his Indra's wife, they said, what is this? From your area they are taking and going. So Indra should have said, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can take, he can do anything. But Indra thought in front of his wife he should show his macho form. So he came and he actually fought again there. But suddenly they changed, started fighting. Krishna said, "Kya hai? Kya hai yahan pe?" And actually, then he brings Parijata. So that Parijata, we see Parijata in a lot of places here nowadays. The Parijata flowers, even if they fall on the ground, you can still offer that. Very fragrant, white color. The Parijata flower, even if it falls down, it's not a problem. Anyway, coming back, actually, Mahaprabhu also, when he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one day when he came, when we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, I was just seeing that when he comes, he actually, when Kamandali is there, he picks up that Kamandali. It's like picking up Mother Earth. And then he assumes, he shows he acts like Varaha Rupa. So it is mentioned different Rupa he shows to different people. So to Murari Gupta he shows the Varaha Rupa. It says, "Glorify me." And Murari Gupta says, "How can I glorify you?" But it is mentioned just before that, actually. Why I was also bringing that point is that Murari Gupta sees Chaitanya and Nityananda together, right? Towards Nityananda Pradashi. So Murari Gupta first pays obeisance to Chaitanya, then pays obeisance to Nityananda. Mahaprabhu says, you're not following Vaishnava etiquette. You first pay obeisance to Nityananda. Means Mahaprabhu treats Nityananda as elder. Of course, for us also, first Guru, then Krishna. Nityananda is Guru person. He says, if you don't follow Vaishnava etiquette, if I even killed my son, so I'll kill you. The son, whom is he saying? He's actually speaking about Bhaumasura. He killed his son.
Through association with Bhaumasura.
Bhaumasura got associated with demons like Mura.
और भगवान से असुर हुआ था क्योंकि वो एसोसिएशन की वजह से.
No, he was Bhauma only. Bhumika beta Bhauma. Like Devaki's son is Devaki Nandan. So Bhumi's son was Bhauma. But he became Asura because he got a bad association. So he was also called Bhaumasura. Or he also called Naraka Asura. And this happened on the day of Diwali. So that's why we call it the Naraka Chaturdashi. Just one day before the Deepavali, the main Amavasya, previous day is Naraka Chaturdashi, when they say to bathe with oil on that day, if you all remember, there is Naraka Chaturdashi day. That day Krishna killed his son. Why? Because he didn't follow Vaishnava etiquette.
Prabhuji, so Bhaumasura had a bad association with Mura, that's why he became devil, or
Mura.
Bhumi?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Bhauma had bad association. The son had bad association, so he became a demon. So we have to be very careful. If the Lord's son itself can become by bad association, so how important it is we should do. So 3-4 prayers we should do on Varaha Dvadashi. One prayer is like, we also have this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu mentality. So like the Lord killed Hiranyaksha, similarly we should pray that please kill my Hiranyaksha mentality. Please kill that mentality. So we have a very nasty tendency, and the tendency has actually increased over a period of time. Even when I see from how our parents were till now, the urge to get more and more and more and more, that is there, too much urge is there to get more. And that's Hiranyaksha mentality, looking for more and more gold. Ye dil mange more, they say. Nowadays they say that is Hiranyaksha. When you see that, you don't remember Pepsi, you should remember Hiranyaksha. When you say ye dil mange more, Hiranyaksha, not Pepsi. So it's like, so Hiranyaksha mentality. We should pray to Varaha. Please get rid of this. And how? One more prayer we can put is filth. Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavarni Vakanam. Our heart is filled with filth. Our heart is always looking for sense gratification. So who can go to the filthy place? Very difficult for Krishna to go there. Krishna will not come there. Garbage place. No? So who can go there? Varahadev can go there. Now we pray to Varahadev, please come here. This is filthy, Papa. Please come here. Please help me, bring out me. So we should pray to Varahadev for that. And tomorrow Nitai's appearance is there. Nitai, only if you have a desire, only just you have a desire, I have filth here, please help me, then Nitai will give mercy. But that desire, when you should have? You should start having from today, at least from today. You need to have it earlier. And third, learning from this is we should pray for good association. Like we were saying from Bhaumasura. Even the Lord Varahadev's son itself became a demon. So what to speak of Asa? We will know, we'll become very, very... And see, we will not even become a big demon also. Right? We will stay small. If you're a big demon, at least if the Lord kills us, we will go back to whatever the back home, even if not back home, back to God, at least to Brahmajyoti you will go. But we are so small demon, then we'll have to come back as some animals. If we come back as animals, that is worse, right? 84 lakh species is worse. That's what they said, that it's better to struggle for chanting than to struggle in the 84 lakh species. It said that if I become a dog, supposing, then I have to become all the varieties of dog before I go to the next. So I have to become an Alsatian, Labrador, Pom, all the varieties of dogs. So, if you become a Vodafone dog, they'll keep you inside home. If you become a street dog, they'll throw hot water. And all that you'll have to become what to do. So we have to ask for good association, the association of devotees, and then it will be nice. Right? These are some small prayers which we can say, and we should always pray to Varahadev, and then it will be very good. And thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.